Hello, my lovely wolf pack, and welcome back to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, the founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Join the pack. Anyway, we got a pretty wild news this past weekend. A couple of news stories here. Obviously, I want to kind of talk about first uh kind of the we touched on it during our Wolfpack Media podcast. Me and the boys did. We touched on it a bit. Well, a lot of bit, I should say. Go check that out, by the way. Episode 4 of Wolfpack Media podcast. We had a pretty great time. I think you guys will enjoy the conversation we had there. So go check it out. Give it a like. And once again, subscribe. We need some more subscribers. I'm loving that we're getting more and more as we're going, and thank you to the 26 subscribers that we do have. We really appreciate your guys' support. But we're gonna get to this story right here. We kind of touched on, like I said, some of the swatting incidences and whatnot that's going on with right-leaning like podcasters and influencers on X and whatnot. We had a couple we have a couple of new swattings that I just wanted to give you guys kind of an update on. Just to name a few, couple other people that we didn't cover on the podcast. We got the bearded vet on X. He's also been swatted apparently, and then we also have an investigative journalist on X, Walter Kurt, just to name a few that have been swatted. And I've been wondering when the FBI, the DOJ is gonna like do something about this, you know. So I have here uh let's see here, an article from Fox News. FBI investigating rise in swatting incidences after several conservatives targeted, Kash Patel says. So finally, it seems like our FBI director, Kash Patel, is intending to do something about this. At least we finally heard from somebody at the FBI, somebody in the government about this. A little bit more info anyway. I'll go on to read. FBI Director Kash Patel on Friday revealed that the agency is investigating a recent spike in swatting incidences after several conservative media figures said they were targeted. I want to address the alarming rise in swatting incidences targeting media figures, Patel wrote Friday morning on his social media. The FBI is aware of this dangerous trend, and my team and I are already taking action to investigate and hold those responsible accountable. The director stressed this isn't about politics. Weaponizing law enforcement against any American is not only morally reprehensible, but also endangers lives, including those of our officers. Swatting is when a person attempts to send armed law enforcement to another person's house over a fake incident, which has led to deadly consequences in the past. That will not be tolerated, Patel continued. We are fully committed to working with local law enforcement to crack down on these crimes. He added that there would be more updates to come. Conservative podcaster Nick Sorter said Thursday on X that both his father and sister were swatted on the same day. A dozen cops attempted to kick down my dad's door and at gunpoint, he wrote. This is literal effing terrorism, and the FBI should treat it as such. Before calling in the SWAT, these dumb issues sent my sister an email calling me a Nazi, of course, so the motive is clear. Yeah, we kind of went over a lot of that the other day, but let us know in the comments. Give us your opinion, guys. We really would like to see it. And also, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I just wanted to quickly squeeze that in there a little bit. So I'm wearing my 4-leaf clover, or my clover bling today. Um, but yeah, we went over a lot of that this past weekend on our podcast, so check that out. I think it's wild, and I want to know what you guys think. And you know, I'm honestly getting a little nervous about some of this stuff, because obviously it's coordinated. It's it's some sort of coordinated thing, and I was happy to read this article and see that the FBI is finally doing something about it. I also read in another article. I cannot remember to quote it for you guys, but I read another article that apparently Kash Patel is uh, starting up this task force, like a specific task force to take care of some of these, to catch these swatters. Like, whoever is doing this, like, be warned, you're you're screwed, dude. If the FBI is coming after you, you're screwed, bro. And good on them. I'm glad to finally see something being done about this. I was wondering when it was going to happen, and I was been a little nervous about it. Like, are they going to do anything when it comes to this stuff, or are they just going to keep letting it happen? Like a lot of people on X were talking about how is it going to take somebody getting killed in order for somebody to do something about it? But um yeah, so enough on that. Like I said, if you want to hear more about that and the conversation that we had, go check out our episode number 4 on Wolfpack Media Podcast. Me and the boys, we get into all that stuff, and you get a little bit more information on it. And I'll try to keep people updated as the story progresses. Hopefully, hopefully the next update is just the FBI has caught a bunch of these people and they get arrested and tried and stand in front of a jury and have to deal with the consequences of their actions. So hopefully that's the next update I got, but we will continue to keep you updated. The more reports I hear out there about these swattings, I'll obviously call it out here on my show. Just to kind of give you guys, like, an idea. Like, if you're like, oh, it's not a big deal, da 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 da, like, well, it's actually, and I would say the same thing, that it's not that big of a deal if it wasn't like so many happening at once. It's like I said, it's an obvious coordinated attack on right-leaning pundits and media, and I'm not here for that. But anyway, let's get to this next story that happened, actually, I believe yesterday night. Like, we don't have like a lot of the specifics, just because like it happened in the wee hours of like the morning this morning. It was like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So we don't really have info on the when, but we do have the what. And I'll get to that here. Here is an article from ABC News. Trump administration ignores judge's order to turn deportation planes around. Yeah, okay, bro. So we'll read a little bit of this. President Donald Trump's administration made a calculated decision to ignore a judge's directive to turn around 2 flights containing hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members. I like how they use the word alleged. Allegedly, they're gang members. Like, yeah, I'm sure the Trump administration is just taking regular people and throwing them in Venezuelan prison. You guys are stupid. Get out of here, ABC News. Anyway, sources familiar with the matter told ABC News. The verbal order from the chief judge of the Washington, D.C. District Court, James Boasberg. I can never pronounce names, not last names anyway, explicitly told the government to turn around any aircraft that had already departed the country if it was still in the air. This is a quote, I guess. You shall inform your clients of this immediately. Any plane containing these folks, you mean these dangerous, murdering gang members, that is going to take off or is in the air needs to be returned to the United States, Boasberg said during a hearing on Saturday. However, that's accomplished, turning around the plane or not embarking anyone on the plane, this is something that you need to make sure is complied with immediately. Finding the deportations would cause irreparable harm, Boasberg barred the Trump administration from deporting all non-citizens who are subject to the AEA proclamation for at least 14 days, imposing a temporary restraining order on TRO. Or TRO. Yeah, that's temporary restraining order. So, what do you guys think, man? My first reaction initially when I'm looking at all this, because I've gone through a couple of news stories today on it, I've gone through a couple articles, not just this one, and I'm getting information, and the information seems generally the same on it, but I'm not finding the why. Like, why is this judge making this order? Like, is it like, because if it's just to oppose Trump, then fuck you, guy. Like, screw you, dude. The American people voted for this, and any federal judge out there that's seeking to oppose this simply because Orange Man bad is a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You should be disbarred. You should. Ugh. It just pisses me off. You should be disbarred. You should lose your job. You should be impeached, and you should never sit on a court of law ever again. Like, screw you, dude. Screw you. Like, this was voted for, man. And first of all, you can't tell. At least as far as I know, I'm no expert. Don't take my word for it. Let us know in the comments if any of you have any better knowledge. I'm just a guy that bitches and complains on the internet, and I bring you the news as it comes. But as far as I can tell, you can't tell the president how he deals with foreign policy. Full stop. Have a nice day. Mic drop. Because at the end of the day, this is a foreign policy issue. So my argument on this is, like, are you people absolutely out of your goddamn minds? A judge is ordered that these planes be turned around mid-air if they've already left. Individuals that have already left American territory that are now over international jurisdiction are not going to be turned around simply because a single judge says so. That's mentally retarded. And for any Democrat out there that's making the argument that this is because this is their new word, it used to be during the election season, the quote of the day was usually Hitler, Nazi, whatever. What was it? It was a threat to our democracy was usually the go-to. Now they have this new one called constitutional crisis is now their new threat to our democracy type bullshit. Like, and don't be fooled, people. They're gonna sit here, and especially people in the left-leaning mainstream media are gonna sit here and try to use language against you to confuse you, to pull at your heartstrings. We went over a lot of this in our podcast, yo, and it just don't fall for it, dude. I implore you, friends, Wolfpack, don't fall for this stupid language that they use, because I know, just being an everyday average dumb guy, like, I know how or in the past it's worked on me. Like, they use certain language that triggers your emotions, and don't fall for it. This is in no way a constitutional crisis. Like, these Democrats would like to make it out to be. Like it's not. It's not a constitutional crisis. It's not even. It's not even. Let me explain a little bit why. Donald Trump entered into a treaty with a foreign government pertaining to foreign individuals. A judge isn't going to stop that. Um, it makes zero sense. This is foreign policy, and the executive branch of our government has all power, all power to decide what he's going to do in that with that foreign policy. So I don't know. Let us know what you guys think, man. Let me know. I truly want to get feedback from our audience. If anybody has any information on this judge too, because this James Boasberg, I'd if you got any information, let me know. I'd really like to know who he's being funded by. I would go as far to bet that he's being funded by NGOs that are related to George Soros. We talked a little bit about that in the pod too, so check that out. Yeah, so we'll move on a little bit from that. I just thought that was cool. I think it's cool. Trump, screw these judges. If I was president of the goddamn United States, I guess it's a good thing I'm not, but if I was, I would straight up be like, okay, I'm the leader of the free world, bitch. Like, I do what that he should be able to do what the hell he wants. Like, Joe Biden was able to just go all willy-nilly, fast and loose, and did whatever the hell he want, no matter what a federal judge said, and he just did shit anyway, and nobody said boo about it. So I say to any Democrats out there, you reap what you sow, motherfucker. You reap what you sow. So we'll move on from this though, and I got this. This will be an interesting story for you guys, real quick. I got this tweet from Donald Trump. I don't have the date. I never have the dates on these things. It's so hard to figure out the dates. Let's see. This post was posted on March 16th, I guess, but this is from Donald Trump's Truth Social, I believe. The pardons, the quote-unquote pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by autopen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. So this is interesting, and I hope I'm like, go Donald Trump, screw these pardons. These pardons were an absolute disastrous move by the Biden administration, if you ask a guy like me. But let's take a look at, I got this article here, another one from Fox News. Trump claims Biden pardons are void, alleging they were signed via autopen. So, if you guys don't know what autopen is, or what an autopen is, I didn't really even know this was a thing until I got into this story a little bit. But it's basically like, it's almost like an app where you have like, have you ever been on like, I don't know if anybody's ever used like an electronic document signer type dealio where basically you just click a button and it already has your signature. Well, that's kind of basically what this is, and you just click a button and it automatically signs the document for you. Like, that's basically what we're talking about here. Anyway, I'll go on to read this. President Donald Trump claimed that former President Joe Biden's pardons of lawmakers who served on the House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th Capitol riot and others are void, alleging that they had been signed via an autopen and that Biden did not even know about them. And yeah, they go on to quote the Truth Social post that I already read to you guys. So I will just scroll down. Blah, 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 blah. It's mostly just going on about this post. Now, it says, while aboard Air Force One on Sunday night, Trump was asked whether executive orders or pardons signed by Biden via an auto pen are void. He this is his quote. He said, "I think so. It's not my decision. That would be up to a court. If you say so." I don't know what court is gonna even try to comment on this. Trump's comments come after the Heritage Foundation's oversight project suggested that an auto pen had been heavily used during Biden's White House tenure. "We gathered every document we could find with Biden's signature over the course of his presidency. All used the same auto pen signature except for the announcement that the former president was dropping out of the race last year. Here is the auto pen signature," the oversight project declared in a post on X earlier this month. And we don't really need to read the rest of that. So I thought that was pretty wild. And like I said, I don't know much about this auto pen signature stuff. I'm not a goddamn lawyer. I'm not a judge. I don't really have a whole lot of information on. I would say if somebody's like not actually reading the document and somebody else is like clicking this button to auto sign stuff, and if Biden didn't even know about some of this stuff, I would say that should be illegal if it's not already. It should make the pardons or any document signed in that way null and void. That's just my opinion, though. I don't really know a lot about it. Many people are arguing that these things need to be signed with an actual pen, like what Trump's been doing when you see him on TV signing the executive orders. That, yeah, and I agree. Like, the dude should at least have to read the motherfucker before he signs the damn thing. It makes no sense. But yeah, I'll say again, man, to all you Democrats out there, you reap what you fucking sow. You get what you fucking deserve. Like, this is nonsense. All this crap is nonsense, and I just hope that the DOJ and the FBI and people are held accountable. I want to start seeing perp walks, bro. I want to start seeing perp walks. And any federal judge out there that's trying to block this mandate from the American people is a piece of shit, and you need to go. You need to, at the very least, lose your job, if not get arrested and face consequences. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we're out of time, guys. Thanks for joining us. Let us know what you think in the comments. You can follow us on X and Facebook, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. We're on YouTube. Also, you can follow us on Rumble. I keep forgetting to tell you guys that we are on Rumble now, so go check us out there if you prefer that over YouTube. But thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time. Peace.